I've been sitting with this question. When people are asked what they value most in life, very often one of the values that come up are freedom. And I've been feeling a yes with that value, and I've also been feeling an ick. And today I sat down and I explored a bit why that is, or where that ick comes from. And I think it has to do, number one, with the fact that it's such a large and loaded word. And also, we mean very different things with it. Number one, it has such a historical charge. And so many very, very painful connotations. And also, what I've noticed, and I think that is where my ick comes from, especially in the global north and in the Western world, we tend to misinterpret meaning. We tend to misinterpret freedom. We tend to think that freedom is when I get to do whatever I want with my time and I have the money to afford it. And for me, that doesn't sit well for multiple reasons. Number one, so many people don't even have freedom of their bodies. So many people don't even have freedom to preserve their health or to protect their health, to move freely on this planet. And so, this very narrow definition of freedom as being able to do whatever I want whenever I want to, and to be able to afford it, so to have the time and the money to do that, is such a white concept of freedom. And also, I wonder if that truly actually is freedom. Because if I need to be able to do what I want when I want to, and I need the time and money to do so in order to feel free, the question is, am I really free? Am I really free when my freedom depends on almost infinite time and money? In a way that, to me, is actually the definition of bondage and being unfree. So when we say that the thing that we strive for is freedom, as I said, the huge problematic aspect of it, that it has so many different interpretations, that it has so much historical weight, and sadly not just historical weight, but a really current weight. And also the very spiritual and philosophical, psychological question of whether what we in the West or what many people in the West would define as freedom isn't even freedom. And actually, what I think, what I have the biggest problem with is that we so certainly don't even question our definition of freedom. So there is like this strange agreement that we all mean the same thing and that it's money and time, at least in so many contexts. That's what it boils down to. And I find it quite preposterous to assume that everybody has the same definition of freedom, especially when the assumption is made by a white person who has the definition of freedom of being able to do what you want when you want to because you have the time and money for it. And I think there is so much more to be said about this, but for now, that is what I really wanted to get off my chest. And I would love to come back and talk more about freedom, about values, about so many unconscious beliefs that are held around various things, and also the assumption that we all mean the same thing when we use the same word. And also more different values. I find those extremely valuable and inspiring and interesting conversations to be held. Some others I would love to play with are, what are the typical ones? What are the ones that our culture deems valuable, desirable, maybe even a sign of success? And then the question, of course, is what is success? What is our definition of success? And also the question of why success should even be a value. So I would love to come back and also talk about those and hear what your thoughts and feelings around them are. All right. That's it for today. Thanks so much for being with me. I hope you're going to have a good day or afternoon or night or whatever it is, whatever time it is where you are watching. And I'll see you next time. Mwah.